Casting children, of which there were 6 on the Brady Bunch, presents several problems, especially if you want to appeal to an audience in terms of identification, which is, by the way, why I invented the checkerboard design for the kids, because I realized that with that many characters, that's an unusual number of characters in a situation comedy, and you had to have close-ups in order to remember people from one week to another, which is vital if you're on a TV. It's not a big screen like in a theater. So I invented this checkerboard design for introducing the characters. But to get to the actual casting of these characters, because 6 of them were kids, how do you get 6 kids? How do you cast it? First of all, I believe, even though it doesn't turn out to be true, if you see a blonde lady and she has blonde girls, you're going to accept it easier than if she's a blonde and has 3 dark-haired girls, or 2 or 1, or whatever combination. Same with the boys. So I wanted to have the men, I was casting men and women for the roles of the parents, obviously. And so I didn't know whether the man was going to be dark-haired or the lady was going to be dark-haired, and I had to cast 12 kids. So I was casting these kids, and I was once asked, I think by TV Guide, in an interview, how many kids did I see? And it turned out to be 264 kids. I didn't keep track of them. All my secretary had notes on all these kids. And of a great importance, casting small children is a really difficult object lesson in how do you get kids. First of all, the youngest one was going to have to be about 5 or 6 years old. Well, you can't advertise for a kid of 5 or 6 who has 10 years experience. It doesn't work that way. Maybe in the alternate world you were talking about, you could find such a person, but not in this world. So you have to deal with young kids. And I had a method that stood me in good stead, whatever it stood me in. Yeah, I would interview kids with a coffee table, a low table, and I would be on one chair and the kids would be on the other across the way. And I would put attractive items on the table. And that's a wonderful way to know if a kid will pay attention on a stage where there's a lot of interesting things. And a lot of them can't. A lot of them will get distracted. And you don't want the 6 distracted kids in the show. You would never complete it. So I found this a very useful method. I'd be talking to them, and sure enough, a lot of them, their eyes would glaze as they saw a little fire truck or some other little doll or something, which was of greater interest than anything I was saying. And that proved to be a very useful device if anybody is interested.